start.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to present to you 5 famous writers in China through a creative performance entitled or called Talk Show / Interview. So let's start. Chinese literature boasts a rich and diverse history spanning thousands of years, reflecting the cultural, philosophical, and social evolution of China. It holds a significant place not only within China but also in the global literary landscape. And behind the vibrance and opulence of Chinese literary pieces were the brilliant minds of certain figures that would be remembered from this generation to the next generation. Today, we will celebrate the remarkable writers who have shaped and have made big impacts on China's literary history. We will go and interview these writers personally using this time machine being invented this year 3000 that will let us go back to the ancient times. Only here at Pages of the New Universe. And now, please welcome your hosts, Miss Mia Ara and Miss Jarabel. A round of applause, please.
Thank you for introducing us, Miss Alexa. Our studio is personalized and customized AI, the only one and the best in the world.
Yes, indeed. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, partner. You're looking extra hot and fresh today.
What a flatter you are, Jarabel. How about you? You look chic and elegant today.
Thanks to our stylist, Mia, without them our look compared to makeup are impossible. Now, let's get down to business, shall we?
Yes, partner, but before that, I would like to greet our audience member who are watching us in studio today. And on their screen, we're hoping that you're having a good day.
Hello, our YouTube generation! Audience members, thank you for being here with us. And now our current generation has already evolved a lot. 1,000 years ago, it was just only Generation Z. Now 1,000 years later, we have the Utamic generation. It really had a long time. Right, partner?
Yes, I do agree with you, partner. And speaking of a long time, today is September 30, year 3000. Not to mention that this is a very special and extraordinary day because we will delve into a famous writer which made a significant changes in their literary landscapes.
It is a good day indeed to reminisce about our history and literature, most specifically the writers that embrace the cultures and values of our ancestors. And it impacted us for almost 3,000 years already.
Yes, partner, and since we're done with Western writers, we will now go to Asian writers, particularly in Chinese writers. And just for this day, we will be using a time machine that would let us go back to the time that these writers are at the top of their game.
We would like to our scientist who invented this time machine for almost 2 years already.
And now, let's welcome the 2 students of Beijing University that we specifically invited to use the time machine and see the famous literary artist. Let's give it a round of applause.
We have Miss Xin Chao and Miss Raisin Wang. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Good morning, ladies. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
That's the spirit. And by the way, to our YouTuber generation, be ready as well, because you can still watch our live with the hyper extra super duper magnetic lens with this time frame.
Well, Miss Jane, Miss Raisin, you may now go and see our famous writer. So everyone, are you ready? In a count of
3,
3,
2,
2, 1. shape.
And who might be the famous writers of this time?
Readman Shui.
OMG! Is this the person I know in my mind?
Oh my! It's Confucius, Zen! Confucius!
Dearest sir, we are glad to meet you.
你就是神门你是谁？
He couldn't understand us. It seems that we need to use the auto-translate feature for us to be able to understand him.
Okay, I'm turning it on now.
Go.
Where did you came from?
There we go. Hello, Sir Confucius.
You know me?
Of course, sir. You are China's most beloved literary writer, philosopher, and educator.
You even emphasize moral integrity and the importance of education.
Just so you know, sir, we came from the future, and using this time machine, we got here to interview some famous Chinese writers. And here we are with you.
Oh, it a long time it could be. I'm just a mere human, an upholder of the truth, wisdom, and moral.
You are indeed, sir. Can you share with us about your early life so that our dear audience who is watching with us can know?
Well, my full name is Kung Fuzi. I was born in 551 before Christ era in the state of Lu. I grew up in the time of social upheaval during the spring and autumn period, where I experienced the decline of social order. After a brief career as a government official, I devoted myself to teaching and promoting moral integrity, proper conduct, and emphasizing ethics and the importance of education. Despite of the political setbacks and lack of appreciation in this world, I just want to have a legacy that would shape Chinese society for the centuries.
Thank you for that, Sir Confucius. Indeed, sir, you made a long-lasting impact as your ideas spread posthumously, forming the foundation of Confucianism, which shaped the China's narrative.
As a writer, Sir Confucius, do you have any preferences or specific styles when it comes to writing? About the Analects, which is a collection of your teachings compiled by your disciples.
Well, I just use aphorism, dialogues, and parables in my teaching. My style is characterized by clarity and brevity, often focusing on practical wisdom. My techniques and style in writing is often having a rhythmic, parallel structure that enhance its lyrical quality, and my main aims is to use on virtues like filial piety, integrity, and benevolence.
Sir, what about your philosophies in life? What are your beliefs, and to whom or which do you anchor them at?
I emphasize more on filial piety, Shao, social harmony, Wu, ritual, Li, humanist, Ren, the doctrine of the Ming, Zhongyong, and moral governance.
Yes, indeed. Your beliefs and philosophies have had a profound influence on the Chinese culture and society, Sir Confucius. You have been one of the best writers in the whole world. Thank you for sharing your life, works, beliefs, and philosophies to us as a writer, Sir Confucius.
We will still meet the likes of you sooner. Starting with you was a good indication that we will be learning so much today.
I hope the audience is still with us. What can you say to our current generation, Sir Confucius?
I just want to say, be reminded of my golden rule. Jisu hu yu hu shi yu le. Do not do unto others what you would not want to do unto you.
That was a blast, partner. We had just interviewed Sir Confucius.
Yes, indeed. I can wait to interview more of them. Now, what do we have here?
Oh, he looks like a minister in an ancient period.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Is it I, Womisi? Oh, it's Chu Yuan.
I don't know much about him, but we will certainly after interviewing him.
Yes, sir. We would like to seek knowledge from you about your life, your works, and philosophies, if you don't mind, sir.
The world today is embellished with conflicts. We are in the warring states period where several states are contending for the sovereignty of other states. I, Chu Yuan, serve as a minister in the state of Chu.
May I ask further about the things you are most passionate about as a minister, sir?
I advocate for this homeland. I have a deep love for my country. Patriotism is a value that I cherish the most despite facing political intrigues and being ultimately exiled due to the machinations of rival factions.
Yes, based on what I knew from you, sir, your patriotic nature and despair over its fate probably influenced your poetry in other works. Would you like to further explain to us?
Well, my works are often lyrical and emotional, expressing personal feelings, and I also explore rich symbolisms and imagery, and also frequently feature parallel structures, enhancing musicality and emphasizing key themes.
Yes, indeed. Your poetry often reflects your inner struggles, political ideals, and emotional turmoil, allowing for deeply personal connections with the reader themselves. Like me, sir. And don't you know that the famous Dragon Boat Festival was made to commemorate you, sir?
I didn't know that, but to have a kind of festival used to commemorate my legacy is a huge honor.
It is, not to mention that many considered you as the father of Chinese literature.
To have that kind of title is kind of overwhelming, but I do not consider myself as one. What I'm believing in is for the people of this time to have patriotism, moral integrity, individualism, and spirituality. I, Chu Yuan, value integrity and virtue, and a strong sense of individuality in search for meaning in this tumultuous world.
Sir, may I ask about your notable works as well?
Well, have you heard about my work, Li Sao, or The Lament? It is a kind of poem that is a passionate expression of my deep feeling of exile, despair, and patriotism, loyalty to my country. And have you also heard about Tian Wen? Tian Wen, or Heavenly Questions. It is a poem consisting of a series of rhetorical questions that answers the questions, explores the questions and answers about life, morality, and the cosmos. And lastly, Juga. Have you quite heard of it? Juga, or the Nine Songs, is a collection of poems that is that blends personal emotion with ritual themes.
Sir Chu Yuan, your legacy as a poet and moral figure has endured for centuries, making you a foundational figure in Chinese literature and culture. And for that, thank you, sir.
The pleasure is mine, and I hope that my teachings will continue to inspire people to do good and to reflect on my teachings.
You must have known him, Raisin.
Yes, of course, Jen. Don't you know his tragic end?
What is it?
Sir Chu Yuan drowned himself in the Miller River, which led to the establishment of the Dragon Boat Festival to commemorate him.
OMG! What a sad ending for him. It must
indeed. I hope that our audience could really feel the sacrifices of these writers. Now, what do we have here?
There, partner. Oh, it's Shifu, the Buddha of poetry. Wang Wei, Sir Wang Wei.
Is he a musician?
Yes, Wang Wei was a celebrated Chinese poet, painter, and musician of the Tang Dynasty. Wang Wei, Sir Wang Wei.
Sir Wang Wei, you know who I am?
Yes, sir. We would like to ask you some questions. We would like to know more about you.
Well, my name is Wang Wei. I was born in Jiangyu, Sichuan, and came from a wealthy family that afforded my education in literature and arts. People believe that I excelled in the imperial examination, which led me to the career of government service.
Perhaps, could you tell us about your journey about being a writer, sir?
I am more inclined in writing poetry. With my political engagements, I often retreated to the countryside, where I found my inspiration in nature. My poetic works are often marked as a simplicity and subtlety, and often focusing on the Buddhism concept of tranquility. I employ vivid imagery and rich symbolism, and a reflective tone using a complex and parallelism effectively.
What are you about your beliefs, sir? Does it influence your writing?
Yes, definitely. I was heavily influenced by Buddhism and Taoism. So my works reflect a deep appreciation of nature and a quest of spiritual tranquility. I often explored the relationship between the self and the natural world. In fact, I compose landscape poems that while roaming the lands near the Wang River, exchanging verses with my dear friend Pidi.
That must be the reason why you are considered as the Buddha of poetry. Your poems are known for its depth, emotional resonance, and connection to the natural world, which mirror Buddhist teaching.
I'm flattered, but I'm no Buddha. My works are just only inspired by him. After being a government servant, I dedicated my whole life to poetry and arts and painting because there is more something in this world I see. My work, Dear Park, for example, is a poem that reflects on nature and inner peace. Second is a song of Changangu, in a narrative poem reflecting on themes of love and longing. And a farewell to Secretary Chen, a poignant exploration of friendship and parting. All of these are diverse, but are only inspired by my experience.
That's very insightful of you, sir. What would you like to say to your readers?
To my readers, contemplate your relationship with nature and you, for it is in nature that we become one.
Well, you could even see how profound his thinking was when it came to the connection to the natural world.
Yes, indeed. I couldn't wait to interview the rest of the writers.
Who are you?
I'm Yunshon. What dynasty is this? I'm lost.
This is Tang Dynasty. Where you came from?
I don't know. I just transported here, but I'm from 90th century.
Are you from the future?
You say it like that?
Wait, look! There are two people over there.
Let's go, Jen.
Oh, if not for Lucian.
I'm Shuta.
Nice to meet you, our great writers. Writer? Yes, we would like to interview you. We came from the future.
Same as me?
Yes, our new world has the ability to transport anyone. It went the same for you, Sir Lucian, even after death. You'll have the chance to transport, to be alive with a time machine been. The world has really changed.
Yes, and we would like to ask you some questions. Could you start with introducing yourselves so that our audience could know you more?
I am Zhu Shuran. I am also known as Lucian because it was my pen name. I am an essayist, pivotal writer, and a social critic during the Chinese literature. I initially studied medicine but shifted my focus to literature after realizing the power of words in affecting social change.
I'm Su Chao. I was born in Qinglu, Sichuan province during this dynasty. This Tang dynasty. I came from a literate family, hence I was educated in classical Chinese literature. Despite the societal constraints during this time, I gained recognition as a poet and became well known during this time.
Good to know, Sir Lucian. Didn't you know that you are considered as the father of the modern Chinese literature in our world?
I'm not aiming for any title, for I just only believe the necessity of cultural and social reform through literature to provoke the change of traditional Chinese literature and prevent social injustices.
Yes, indeed. You're really humble, Sir Lucian. How about you, Ma'am Shutao?
I'm just like Lucian, but mine is more on feminist literary movement. My poetry often highlights female experiences, offering insights into the lives and feelings of women in patriarchal society.
You are considered as the mother of Chinese poetry. What could you say about this?
Well, I think it's because of how I valued my artistic expression and often defied societal norms through my writings, asserting my voice into male-dominated literary landscape.
You're really an influential figure for the women of your time as well as our time, Ma'am Shutao.
I'm glad that female writers has been appreciated and not overvalued since the Tang Dynasty, breaking stereotypes that they were not meant to be educated. My prose is characterized with its incisive realism and sharp social critique. I often explore the use of irony, allegory, and satire to challenge the traditional values and highlight social injustices.
Indeed, Sir Lucian. Your distinctive style effectively highlights the complexities of human nature and the societal conditions of our time.
Well, I had observed and experienced social injustices many times. In fact, most of my works was all about my experiences. In Mad Man's Diary, I wrote it to critique the traditional Confucian values in the perspective of a man who believes that he is being hunted.
Well, not to mention that it is China's first modern short story.
Ah, it's that so? Well, even in the Call of the Wild, I wrote it because it is the collection of prose and essays, poems that also reflects of my thoughts about the society and humanity.
Your work, sir, became a symbol of literary and cultural resistance, continuing to inspire readers and writers, serving as a crucial part of modern Chinese literature and thought.
And you too, Miss Shutao.
I love having my poetry with loosely regulated verse and blended with rich, vivid imagery and symbolism. I'd like to explore the inner lives of my characters.
Yes, definitely, Miss. Your notable works including 300 Tang poems, a poem of the river, and a night frame showcase your lyrical talent and thematic depth.
And it made you a panoramic female poet. Hence, we would like to thank the both of you for the information you both given.
It will really resonate with our audience. Do you have
of changing